Why do empaths bond so deeply, even spiritually, with someone who cannot meet them emotionally? There's a kind of innocence that lives in awakened love. It's not naive, it's pure. It's the energy that says, I see you without the masks. And for many women who carry deep empathy, that innocence is woven into their sensuality. It's how they love, how they merge, how they pray through touch. When an awakened woman enters intimacy, she's not trying to win someone or keep someone. She's simply allowing her heart to speak through her body. That openness has often created something extraordinary. Because most men don't meet that level of innocence very often. They feel it instantly. It's disarming. It reminds them of something they lost a long time ago, the purity that existed before performance, before comparison, before shame. And for a moment, in that sacred exchange, they taste it again. They feel whole, soft, connected. An awakened woman's love becomes a mirror of the innocence still living inside of them. But here's where the lesson begins. That reflection, the purity they feel in her presence, is not proof of their readiness. It's a glimpse of possibility. And when the moment ends, if they haven't integrated that light within themselves, they can become possessive of it, afraid to lose access to it, and in many cases, try to control it. Because it's easier to hold on to the person who evokes innocence than to face the work of reclaiming for themselves. For many empaths, this is the energetic hook. We sense that our love awakens something holy in the other person. Our hearts whisper, help them heal. We interpret emotional chemistry as spiritual destiny, but enlightened awakening doesn't work that way. If someone uses the connection as an external source of purity instead of finding it within, they start taking instead of creating. And slowly, the empath's light becomes fuel rather than inspiration. I've learned this the hard way. My innocence has been both my gift and my curriculum, because I wasn't offering it to manipulate. I was offering it as service, as devotion, as truth. I believed that sharing love in its most open form could help a partner remember who they are. And sometimes it did. But more often, it revealed who they weren't yet ready to be. In reflection, I can see that each time I shared myself that fully, I was also teaching, though not consciously. I was demonstrating what sacred connection can feel like when it's undefended. The mistake wasn't the openness. It was assigning it meaning beyond the moment. I assumed that because the experience felt divine, the relationship itself must be destiny. But sacred energy doesn't always equal sacred partnership. So let's talk about this in a wider context. Many empathic, spiritually aware women carry this same pattern. Their love is pure, generous, healing, and rare. When they meet someone who responds to that frequency, the intensity feels faded. But the purpose of that connection may not be a lifelong union. It might simply be a mirror moment, a chance for both souls to remember what authentic intimacy feels like. The tough lesson for many is that pure love cannot be bought or controlled, only shared and reciprocated unconditionally. The challenge is discerning when the mirror has completed its purpose. Because when innocence meets shadow, one of two things happens. Either both souls rise or one begins to drain the other. And that's when awakening calls for discernment and boundaries. True sacred union is reciprocal. It's two people who can hold innocence without clinging to it, who can honor the light without needing to own its source. Anything less becomes attachment disguised as love. For me, the healing came when I realized that my innocence isn't something I give away. It's an essence I share. It's renewable, infinite, and mine to tend. When I stopped treating my sensuality as proof of connection and started treating it as a sacred language of my soul, the dynamic shifted. I could still love deeply, but I no longer mistook chemistry for compatibility. I no longer needed someone to validate my purity because it was never lost. So if you're an empathic or awakened woman listening right now, and you've ever felt heartbroken that your sacred openness didn't turn into the lasting partnership you hoped for, please remember this. Your innocence is not naivete. It's evidence of your capacity to love without armor. But it's also your responsibility to protect that light, not out of fear, but from embodied wisdom. To share it only where it's respected, and to know that the experience itself, whether it lasts a moment or a lifetime, was never wasted. It served its purpose to remind you of the holiness that lives within you and to call others to remember their own. When we learn to merge without losing ourselves, to love without attaching meaning beyond the moment, we become the embodiment of what every soul is truly seeking. Love that is free, whole, and sovereign. If any part of this series brought clarity or inspiration, please like it and share it with someone who needs this message. Your engagement amplifies the light and helps this work reach the people who are ready for it. Subscribe to my channel to stay connected and follow the 3-part series on the empath narcissist entanglement. Let's heal our hearts, embody our sovereignty, and rise to the next level of humanity together.